This is a movie not a lot of people saw. You didn't see it.
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm
probably going to check it out.
Yeah, but don't watch it. Don't watch it at night, man, because you'll be walking out and you'll see something moving like, what the f was that?
Follow us on the social medias.
Yep.
Follow us on the social media. Follow us on Twitter at McBlamENT. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at McBlam Entertainment. Follow me personally on Twitter at Mr. McBlam. On Instagram at Mikey McBlam. Bill, where can they go if we want to see something funny?
Go to I.C. improv comedy at the Twitter. Also Instagram and Facebook at I.C. improv.
Now we're going to get into some really spooktacular stuff. We're going to talk about the movies that have scared the crap out of us. Now, full disclosure, I'm not saying this to sound like I don't get scared or anything like that. I do. I am human, but movies rarely ever scare me. Now, there are moments, and there are movies that send chills up my spine and unnerve me.
Yep.
We'll actually I'll go home after or turn the TV off or something like that and be like, let me watch something funny real quick. I'm just like, all right, I will have those moments, but I'm not like, I won't have nightmares for weeks or anything about them. I was never scared of Freddy Krueger or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't, I mean.
He was too funny.
Yeah.
He was too, I know it's horrible to think about it because he was killing people and murdering them and eviscerating the people and stuff like that. I'm like, he was funny though.
Well, some of the scary stuff, like say Jason or
Michael Myers.
Yeah. A lot of that just seemed too ridiculous to be scary.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I've always kind of accounted the first Halloween. I like this as a film. I think it's a good movie. Right. But it was never like, oh my god, I'm terrified or
right. Well, it's like they're running as fast as they can. They fall down, and all of a sudden he's around the corner after the guy was block away.
He never runs. He walks.
He walks slower than a turtle. A turtle would escape this guy. You know what I mean? I don't know. So to me, I was like, really? Come on.
Yeah. It was. It definitely started that trope of things that would happen like that, and that kind of always it always reminded me of Pepe Le Pew running, chasing, chasing the cat or whatever. Yep. And it's like she is running her ass off, dude. She is flying. Yeah.
He's like, hello, baby.
And that's all he's doing. And he's like, and he's just over here just skipping along, nothing's wrong or anything like that.
And then he ends up in the room.
Yeah, it's just
that she was in.
And the same thing, all right, this does a dog now, but he takes off or whatever, and always manages to find her in some way.
She'll run and hide in a place, and he's way behind her, and he's there dressed up in a sheik's outfit.
Exactly.
I would say let's go to the cat's bar, but we are right here.
We have our 3 movies that scared the crap out of us, plus one honorable mention each one. I didn't rank mine. Are you ranking yours?
Not really. I mean, yes and no, because there are parts in certain parts of the movies that are more frightening, or there are parts like characters or bits or something that make the movie more scary. But overall, not really. I mean, they all were for example, mine, I purposely avoided the biggies like The Omen, which I thought was scary, The Exorcist, The Shining and stuff. Because again, even though parts of them were kind of goofy and weird and silly, but there were parts that were really frightening. Especially when The Shining, you see the eyes of a little kid, you're like, holy crap! That way, if I was a little kid, I would be out of my mind with fear, man. My pants would be wet all the time, and I would have a load in my pants all the time. So I would just be wearing diapers all the time.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our countdown. I'm going to start with you, Bill. What is your honorable mention?
Honorable mention. The TV movie Salem's Lot.
Okay.
Which was, I think, late 70s.
Okay.
And reason why, I think you said you saw it.
Yeah.
Now again,
yeah,
it's dated because David Soul. You see him right here. He's definitely 70s, so the hair and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the main vampire guy, he looks very Nosferatu vampire.
Yes.
That is freaking scary. That you can't say that didn't scare you. That look, holy cow!
Because at the time I saw it, it was just a little too much. It was a little too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if I saw it when I was younger, because I saw it.
But Britt, can you bring the picture back up of the Nosferatu? It happened like you had a picture at the very beginning.
At the very I think that was
like
the. I'm gonna pull it up here in just a second and over here. But as if I can find my mouse, dang it, there we go.
Get a battery in that sucker, man. Did I pay you enough to put batteries in things anymore? What's going on?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I've been taking breaks here. I could have done it at any time between the breaks, but
Well, this movie was also one that, as honorable mention, because my wife mentioned it, and I go, "Oh yeah, you're right," because I saw this when I was a kid as well, and she saw it as a kid. Yeah, there you go. You can't tell me that's not scary, dude. You just can't tell me that does not scare the crap out, or that right there, that does not scare the crap out of you.
It is definitely.
It's very scary looking.
It's unnerving. Yeah,
and here's the thing, that looks good today.
Yeah,
that looks good today. Holy freaking cow! If you saw that in the real world, unless it was Halloween, and even if it was Halloween, you go up to the guy and go like,
dude.
You go, dude, that's freaking awesome. And he'd go, eat you. And you're like, holy crap, it's so real. But you're like,
he's sitting there dying. He's eating
yes.
Oh, this is so realistic.
Oh my God, this is amazing. You're dying. So that was freaking scary. And again, a simple, easy thing.
Yeah.
Practical effects, just simple things, the glowing eyes with the black light thing. Super, super great. That's my honorable mention. What's yours?
My honorable mention, I had to think about this for a little bit. But I believe that my honorable mention is actually going to be The Fourth Kind. Excuse me. Now, I understand, like, okay, The Fourth Kind has its reputation for, like, making people to fooling people into believing that it's going to, like, these were actual events when they actually were not. And I get it, but the thing that got me with I keep losing my mouse here. The thing that got me was just the overall imagery of The Fourth Kind, just bringing the footage side by side to where, like, okay, you have the cinematic footage and stuff like that, but you also have the quote unquote actual footage and the stuff that was going on actually in Nome, Alaska that was recorded and everything like that. Just that imagery alone was the imagery of the owl. For some reason I'm just like, this is making owls really creepy, and I like owls. The
owl looking face on that.
So like it was just stuff like that. I'm like, wow.
Right, wasn't that, I think that was on the video case, I think, wasn't it? It had owl kind of it was like an owl alien face kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just it was just the imagery of it. I'm like, this may not be like scaring the crap out of me per se, but it's unnerving me. So where it feels like if this is real, this is kind of like, I'm looking out my window and stuff, at a certain point, I'm like, oh, nobody gonna get me. The movie's okay. But just the imagery that they showed in the film was like, that was the star of it. That was the real star of it. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. What is your number 3? What's taking your number 3 spot?
Poltergeist 2, I think. Yes, Poltergeist 2. And it's Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. And yeah, no, let it play. Let it play. There, that's the reason why. The actor who played Cain, the creepy God is in his holy temple. And he starts singing, and he got the Parsons hat. And I think, and I couldn't find out information about this, I think, there you go. To me, because I saw a movie from the 50s, I wasn't born in that, but I saw it recently in the 50s called Night of the Hunter, which Robert Mitchum plays a deranged pastor who's a murderer who kills people. I mean, I think the look of the pastor from this movie was like an homage to the Robert Mitchum character who from the 50s.
Okay.
But that guy, the creep factor, of course, Poltergeist, things from the other side,
right?
Demons a little bit, not really, devils sort of a little bit. And this guy, yeah, boom, that guy, holy cow, creeped out crap out of you. And then when he's drinking the tequila and he drinks the worm, you're all gonna die. Oh God, he was great. That's what the passer made that the scariest, because as soon as he was on screen, you're like, holy cow. And if you read some of the production notes, Heather O'Rourke, the actress, was scared of, I believe it was Julian Beck was his name, was scared of him when she first saw him.
Hey, heck, I'd be too.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. Well, and here's the other thing that makes it really scary. There's so much, they talk about the poltergeist curse.
Yeah.
Because so many people from that movie died, like horribly. Like this guy, he was going through cancer at the time. So the actor died after the movie. Also, the guy who played the Indian,
he passed.
He passed away after the movie. Was it Will Sampson? I think his name was. But he died. I'm not sure if the mother died after that. I know she died in the movie, but I don't know if she died right after that. But and then of course the girl Heather O'Rourke died away. I think after Poltergeist 3.
Right after 3.
And then of course the girl who played the daughter Dana died after the first one, who was and now she was actually murdered by an ex-boyfriend or something,
right.
Which again was horrible. But everybody else sort of died from natural causes, sort of, if I remember right. But everybody was like it was some kind of thing, and they were saying how things on set were weird. But just the guy, the creepy pastor. And then when, like I said, when Craig T. Nelson drank the thing and the worm grew in his stomach and he vomited it up, and it was that guy, and the guy had the kicky little nubs and he's crawling out all gross, and you're like, what the bleep?
Yeah,
that was really scary, and he really took it, and he really made it like, I mean, he. As Spinal Tap, he turned it up to 11.
Exactly.
He really did.
Exactly.
You're all gonna die. And it's like, God, isn't it? And I was telling you, when I moved to where I live in a 1800s Victorian, Gothic Victorian house, which isn't creepy Victorian. It's got the decorative window things and the spiky, the pointy roofs and very, very pitched roofs and everything. I was outside in the evening. It was October, I guess. It was cool. And I was getting something from my car, and the church in the distance was playing a song that sounded a lot like that. It was like, and the bells were off a little bit, like you said, in terms of the tone. And I was like, that's kind of similar. And I started listening to it. I was like, oh, that sounded like the Poltergeist guys music. And then I heard someone like walking. And I was like, I'm going to go in the house very quickly. And see, that's the thing why it makes it scary, because I'm like, I felt frightened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, it could just somebody walking the dog or something. But then I see this shadowy figure. I hear that dong, 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 dong. Like, and it sounded like the guy singing, at least a similar song. And then I hear someone walking towards me in the dark, and I'm like, I want to go inside, lock the door, grab the Bible, want to grab Jesus and put him right to my heart and say, protect me. Right.
Well, let's go ahead and get into your number 2. What's your number 2? Not that number 2. The what's taking your number 2 spot?
Was it that noticeable? Well, my other number 2 is the movie from the 1990. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, 1990. Jacob's Ladder.
Okay.
And this is the one you had not seen. It had Tim Robbins in it. And,
right.
And he was like a Vietnam vet, and a lot of weird stuff happens to him, and you're not sure what's going on. So he's in reality, but then stuff is really, just as you can see from the previews and stuff of him, like, he can't, it's almost like he can't trust what he's seeing. Is it real? Is he hallucinating? Is he, because he's a menial guy working in a regular, mailman job, and he keeps seeing these weird things moving, and he sees these weird, like the bag right there moving, and people's faces contort, and like he's being followed by faceless guys, and he sees, and he feels things oddly, and then there's like these weird demon stuff, and the lady's like, "You're dead." Yeah, that's I forget what her name, great actress. I forget what her name, but she's like, "You're a lifeline." Yeah, you go. Some kind of weird, crazy lizard demon tail shows up, and Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Ooh,
yeah, exactly. See, there's the demon tail thing, and you're like, what the heck is going on? I mean, it's like he's a normal guy, and he's going through some some very abnormal things. Is he having flashbacks to Vietnam? Is he tripping out on LSD? From then, is he being poisoned by Agent Orange or whatever? Is he imagining things? Is he paranoid? Is it really happening? Is his brain frying? And the ending is I hate the ending to the movie, but because you don't really know what's going on, you still didn't explain like what the hell happened. But just to see him like at a party with his girlfriend, all of a sudden she kind of turns into a demon creature, and he sees this thing in the background. I mean, they're like you just saw the previews of the tail, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And he starts having these weird dreams about like his girlfriend's talking about. Well, you kept having this dream about your dead kid who drowned or something, and calling out his name, and then he talks to his friends from his old unit, and they talk about what happened to this person, what happened to, have you been seeing these things too? And he's like, what are you talking about? And he has been seeing some stuff, but he's like, no, that's just it's just post-traumatic stress or shell shock, they probably would have called, or battle fatigue, they would have probably called it back then. This is a movie not a lot of people saw. You didn't see it.
No, I haven't seen it. I might check it. I'm probably going to check it out.
Yeah, but don't watch it. Don't watch it at night, man, because you'll be walking out and you'll see something moving, like, what the f was that? Because when he sees stuff, you're like, what is that? What did I just see? And then it really unnerves you, because you're like, wow. And it's all practical effects. There's no CGI for this. This is the 90s, so there's no CGI here. It's all practical, like the guys. The faces, you're like, it's just like, what the heck? It's kind of like Fourth Kind a little bit with the face, and you're just like, holy cow.
Yeah. All right. So for my next pick, I am going to choose for my number 2 spot, Paranormal Activity.
And I didn't see this, but I can see why. I saw previews of it, and I can see it because it's every couple, it's at every person, and they're like, okay,
yeah, and for the most part, this film has been like.
Now, why was he putting stuff on? Was that lotion or glue?
That is
or
powder.
Put it down there to see if anyone was walking around.
Let me see if I can try to go back to that.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Those are footprints and stuff. So you put the powder down
to see if anyone's walking.
To see because basically the basis is there's stuff going on.
Right.
And they're just trying.
And he set up a camera.
He's trying to figure out what's going on and everything like that. And what this movie does, it plays on the simplicity. There's a lot of like techniques using just honestly fishing line, because fishing line doesn't show up on cameras like that. So
right, or the chair moving across the thing, and that's easy. Just throw the chair. I mean,
and it's like it starts. It's one of those things that it starts so small. It's like somebody's keys is on the floor or whatever. It's like, oh. Did I drop my keys on the floor? And stuff like that. And it just, then, a door will randomly move. It would just be like, not even like slam shut or anything, just move a little bit.
Right.
And this is stuff that occurs on a daily basis. Everywhere. In the comfort of your own home. Just like, you ever sit there, you're like, oh, you're looking for something. I'm like, why can't I find this? I know I put it right here. And then like you go somewhere and go everywhere, look everywhere for it. And you come back to that same spot. And all of a sudden it's there again. You're like, huh. Yep. And this really plays on that. It really plays on that. It plays on just the thrill, the chilling thing of like being in the sanctity like of your own home. But you know how like as a kid or even like for somebody who's scared, like your bed is your safe haven, whether that's under your bed, under the covers, covered up or something. Right. The bed was always like the safe haven. It's like you go in there and it's just like, oh, okay. Like I'm like if I don't see it or I stay covered up, it won't get. No, that's not the case here. That is not the case here. Like it's to a point where like it can. It could drag you out of that bed, and then all of a sudden you're being drugged down the hallway or something like that, and just like look at it, the sheets are moving, and it's little minute things, stuff like little minute things, and I'm just like I love the simplicity of that. Right, it gets a bad rap for a couple of things. One of them being its sequels. The sequels kind of made the series kind of a joke. After the second one, it's just really not worth watching at all. You could probably say after this one, you don't have to. I like the story in the second one. Right. So, but the fact that this guy is like filming everything, and they're just like, people question. I was like, people don't film every single thing and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I get it, I understand, and everything like that. And then the fact that like, these characters are kind of boring, and I'm like,
right.
Well, they're just people.
Well, they're normal people. They're not anything exceptional or special.
Exactly, and they're just like, these are people doing their everyday things. So like. To me, it kind of pulled me in a little bit more. I'm just like, oh yeah, these are just regular people. I'm like, What are they doing? They're eating, so they're eating. So they don't need to have the snappy Quentin Tarantino dialogue going back and forth. It's just like, all right, these are just regular people. This film, like they just happen to be filming themselves. But I mean, everything else, it just, like I said, it is a slow build, and when it does build. It gets you. It can really get you. So, like I said, I watched. This is one of the movies that I watched it with the lights off, and complete darkness and everything like that. Like middle of the night, like 2 a.m. or whatever. And I was like, it was just like certain things. Like they don't even have to focus on like monsters or anything. It's all left up to your imagination and what's going on. So it's just like,